It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers. Let's start with our commit of the week. It's the only place to start. Our commit of the week is Lake Belton, 5-star wide receiver, Micah Hudson, who committed on Monday to Texas Tech. The 5-star prospect is the number 2 prospect in the DCTF Rising Hot 100 for the class of 2024. There's a real argument that, I'll leave it up to you. Mike, right now we have Colin Simmons, the Texas commit from Duncanville defensive end.
Yes.
The number 1 prospect. How close is it at number 1?
Oh, they're 1A and 1AA. I mean, Micah Hudson spent equal amount of time at number 1 as Colin Simmons. There'll have to be a decision made at some point, probably in late October, November, where we really put the pre-DCTF Rising Hot 100 to bed, right? Like what's going to appear in the DCTF Rising magazine, who will be number 1 there. Who will top the list. I think there's a decision to be made. Micah Hudson is really out of the gate strong his senior year. Everybody got to see him absolutely obliterate a defender on national television with a filthy juke move last week. I think that's going to help boost his profile nationally because everyone got to watch it, right, and see that. I think a lot of people outside of Texas who haven't watched Micah Hudson think, oh, well, he's like a big play wide receiver. That means he's probably just abusing smaller high school defensive backs. Well, I got news for you. The defensive backs that he's going up against at Red Oak and Midlothian and all these schools are legit, bona fide, also potential college level guys. And he is not only filthy in the deep passing game, he is a tremendous yak guy. He can make people miss in the open field. I have seen teams with my own 2 eyes try to double and triple team him. You can't stop this man. This man is really, really talented, and he's hard to stop even if you bracket him in coverage. So this was a huge, circling back around to the Texas Tech part of this. This is a huge get for Texas Tech. He's the highest rated commitment for the Red Raiders in the internet era. I fall short of saying he's the highest rated commitment of all time because I just don't know what the annals are historically for that. There have been someone. I would say that I think that Michael Crabtree was probably the highest rated commit for the Red Raiders that I can recall. Patrick Mahomes wasn't rated that high.
He was like a 3-star.
Yeah, he was a 3-star, except for there was one man who rated him 4. That was me. You're talking to him. Greg Powers rated Patrick Mahomes 4 stars coming out of high school, White House High School. That was a good one.
Wonder whatever happened to him.
But Hudson is a guy that I think this is a big commitment because I think that Hudson can come in day 1 and be a guy that pushes that roster up.
Yeah.
Right? I think he's as college ready as you will find. And I think Colin Simmons on the flip side of that is a huge commitment for Texas because it's at a position where they haven't really had as much talent at that spot. I think he's the highest rated defensive end that they've signed since had committed since Jackson Jeffcoat, which people listen to this might not even know who Jackson Jeffcoat is.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that for Colin Simmons, he's a guy who he's a pure edge, right? He's a pure edge. Anthony Hill, who's also a huge gift for them, and I think everyone saw him on Saturday against Alabama and see the star power that they have him. He's that new hybrid kind of thing, whereas Colin Simmons is like pure. He can obviously stand up, but like hand in the dirt, like
pin your ears back and get after the passer.
Exactly right. Yeah, you have one job, and that is to be a backfield killer. Let me just put you on the spot, and I haven't asked you this, so if you need to vamp, you can to think of it. What's your comp for Micah Hudson?
I have done if I had to pick one, and you said you can't like hybrid up guys, I'd pick Jamar Chase.
Phew.
So that's my
okay. All
Seems
right.
good.
Seems fine.
I think that he brings a lot of those same things to the table. Jamar Chase was an elite speed guy. I can't remember what his time was. I remember covering him when he was coming out of Louisiana. We saw him at the opening. I think he was one of the best or the fastest guys at the opening, maybe the fastest. And that's whenever he kind of boosted his national profile, going from a 4-star to a 5-star recruit back at that time. And I would compare Wilson favorably to that. Wilson probably gets overlooked for his speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think a lot of people talk about it. But, I mean, he was a guy that was at the Texas Relays and competing.
Hudson.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Micah Hudson was a guy that was at the Texas Relays and competing in the 200 meters with all the other elite guys in the state. So, while he may not be like a 4.3 guy, he's fast. Like, he's really fast. So, that's going to be one of his qualities that people would say, oh, well, he might not have well, I mean, he's a 4.4 guy probably, or a 4.
Yeah.
You know, I would probably pick his time in the 4.47 to 4.49 range. Mike, I'm sorry if that's not true, if you're faster than that. But that's just what I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you put a laser time on him, he was at the NFL draft, I think that's the range that he would be in. And guys typically get faster. You'll remember Garrett Wilson, I believe, was a 4.58 guy coming out of Lake Travis. And I think he ran a 4.48 I think he was a 4.38 NFL draft guy. So Garrett Wilson got markedly faster while he was in college, and I think Micah Hudson will improve his speed to be an elite guy by the time the NFL draft comes calling 4 years from now, 3 years from now.
Micah Hudson, the newest Texas Tech Red Raider commit, and it's a big one for Joe McGuire and company out there in Lubbock. Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.